Okay. Things are falling apart. Game is buggy. Past the point of no return. Susie? Oh. That's another point of no return. Can I just like... Oh. I was about to wonder if I could just walk past Susie. I'm apparently literally incapable of ignoring Susie at this point. Interestingly. I feel like I haven't seen everything, but a lot of it. All of them? You can make new ones. Did her nostrils move when she said that? It's a lot of things to say. I don't know if it makes a difference which thing you say there. I'm legitimately not sure. I had full control that time. Throughout all that, by the way, in case you're wondering. Seeing as how there have been a few responses where I did not have an option recently. Well, I guess I didn't really have an option this time either, but I had control of over the little heart in the menu, at least in a literal sense. Now going back. Seems pretty noteworthy today. Yeah. Fantastic. Have I seen that spray from Susie before? Say hello to our antagonist. Manos, 1966. There's a little bit of history to this thing, but probably better time to look at it at a later point. What the hell is this? Let's get some PP. Interesting, those hands. They're left and right hands from our perspective, not from... Assuming Manos is facing, like, the viewer, the hands are switched. That's weird. Yeah, that didn't hurt too much. No, it was just really squishy. Attack the heroes, I noticed, thank you. I don't know if checking something multiple times ever does anything. Let's start with the small motivations. Why are there two Noinos and then a Noino and Susie instead of a Noino, Susie, and then a Noino and a Susie? Kinda confused. You know what, why not? I mean, we got stuff to spare. Do I have a choice? I don't know when the last time I had a choice was. I'm more concerned about those hands. Those hands! God, that is screwy! Yeah, that's rough. Well, it hits everyone, too. That's interesting. Temporary defense. Give me dialogue. It's weird that I'm not on a time limit like I was with every name. Just hands. Tri-Hope. Weird name. Tribugliango. Ah. The trails on the hands are really, really long. I mean, question mark. We know what it's called. It's Monos. Okay. Unless something else is attacking us. Ah. Oh no! Oh jeez. Oh, someone else is trying to hurt Noino. Hey, it's like the... That... Ow! Wait. You probably just sit in one place and not take much of any damage. It's like that screensaver, but... lethal. That is funny. You know what? See everything. All dialogue. Always. And no, you're gonna need this. Amazing. Eh. Okay, that freaking hurts. This is uneasy too. This guy does a ton. Well, again, remember I have less HP than normal too. I don't know where I think this is slightly easier than the normal mode without half HP. I'm not sure. This game with on normal mode with half HP would be terrible though. Jeez. Okay, so that's healing. I don't know if defense is really what I need. You know what? No one can heal himself. See if that happens. See if anything happens when I do that again. Hey! If I had that, I'd be perfectly fine with that, but again, I have not been able to make a choice in a very long time. Oh, okay. Ah! This is a new kind of bullet hole, jeez. Defense. I got multiple at a time, great. Darn. Shit. What? Oh, goddamn. Oh, never mind. Ah, come on. What even are you anymore? Are you... We're not the same, are you? Yes. Weird what's changing. When it comes to bullet hell sorts of things, I do really well with patterns, but not so much with things. Not so much with things that home in on me. Yeah, this is where it's really nice to have that healing spell for Susie. This is when that pays off. Oops. Helps if you don't do stupid stuff like that. I agree, game. Alright. I don't think this motivates her doing anything. Dude, I don't have the slightest bloody idea. Yeah! Yeah, I agree. I can't explain that either. Well, at least give me some healing power back. How many of these are there? Ah, just keeps going between the two now. Do you have any other ideas? And keep our TP up just so we can heal if we ever need to. Darn it. My attacks are still changing. Shoot. Yeah. Attacks are still changing, so I think there's still things happening. This is an easygoing one. Dare I say that? I shouldn't have said that. Alright, I can still gain TP. Oh. Ow. I don't know I can use it for right now. Ow. Turn around, eyeball. If that's what you are. Is that you in the right from the right game? I feel like a shark in the worst possible way. That is the angriest I've seen you, ever. I think death has always been there. You probably looks behind them. And then says fuck it, apparently. Okay. What else is there to do? Not gonna bother checking again. Wish. I'm a frog. Like... Amazing. You as a model individual. What the hell am I... What? I can move that thing. Which is not free. Wonderful. Not this thing again. Except it's worse. I think. It's moving me left and right is what's happening. Jeez. Oh, it's, what's that thing called? Yeah, Danganronpa. Well, thank you for answering my question, game. I wish for more Danganronpa references. 6 were not enough. I did not catch any of them. Danganronpa doesn't sound like my kind of bag. Wait. Those are... Oh. Green things are usually good. Yeah, I was supposed to do... Well, I would say I was supposed to get the 4, but if I got the 4, I probably would have lost my TP. Which more? Is that a Master Chief Frog? Ah, see, this is the sort of stuff I can dodge. Shit. Why do I say words? See, when I don't say words, everything's fine. Frog power. It's a good idea right now to, darn it, you don't have much space to work in. It's gonna get a lot of, shave bonuses. There we go. See, because now I can actually act. Ah, I don't recognize that one. Damn it. Ah, it throws me off every single time this thing moves left and right. It's moving left and right. It's moving me leftwards in a barrage of things moving to the right. Gaining the concept of memory. They grow up so fast. Any object permanence will follow at some point. I think I have to move the heart around enough to actually get the hand to hit the spikes. Something like that. Aha! Screw you. Extra damage. Shantae Frog? I imagine these are all quotes from these things. That's probably I only played I only played the first Shantae game. I'm not familiar with any of these other subject matters or any of these other source materials so far. Now, by the power of a frog who watches way too much. I was about to say way too much Japanese games, but Master Chief's there too, I think. What are you? You don't look too bad. No. I like how there's still just that worm there that does nothing. Good job, worm. I mean, I've seen a little bit of, oh, what's it called? Rolling stuff into balls, the game. That's a prince frog. Darn, what's that thing called? Katamari. I know I don't have enough TP. That gives me all TP too. Ha! That did not do any measurable amount of damage though. Well, a number appeared, but did not measurably reduce their their HP. And every time. This is a lot harder than it looks like it should be. I have no idea who you are. Why did I do that? Actually, no, I just used a wish, so I didn't have much TP to start with. Whatever. Doesn't matter. In fact, I probably got more TP if I didn't do that, though. You know what? Why is that the good thing? I guess I probably shouldn't do what Manos wants me to do. That's probably the mistake there. If a bad guy tells you to guess what number... If a bad guy tells you to do a thing, you probably shouldn't do it. I think that's the lesson here. You is still a very naive child, and by that I mean me. I is a very unique... Naive child. Alright? Manos, you do words better than I do sometimes. Keep doing that, please. Ah! Kind of got through that part. Ah! Hit at the last second. E4. Alright. Yeah, this one gives you plenty of TP, my god. Could've used this earlier. It's basically just a free wish. Oh yeah. It's still falling. Thanks for explanation. Was that my wish? Was my wish to know why? That's a good wish, you. That was thoughtful. Instead of wishing for a harem of anime frogs. Only most of which are female. And some are indeterminate gender, like Prince, I guess. Which was used to great effect in the Namco High dating sim. Oh no, someone else now. Sorry, I don't have anyone to kiss here this time. Go away. Oh shoot! Okay. I didn't expect Bad End to show up. It's okay, the mod's nearly over. That's a bad thing. Still new attacks coming up, though. A little bit. Ow. I can't just sync up my movements either, because, the box moves faster than I do. Ah. Still? Nope, still nothing. Yeah, the game just says the mod's nearly over now. Nothing else. Still not making visible dent in their HP, though. Alright. Now, it didn't cost all my TP, but here we are. They've gone pretty serious ever since we came to the castle, or the lodge, or whatever it's called. The power of frog compels you. We don't have hands. Take that. Is that the PlayStation sound? Who? Animated grass, look at that! Bye, Bedlam. It's another mod made by, that's a joke mod of, Undertale made by the same person. That I know nothing about, by the way. Apparently we're on Angel Island. Yeah, it's like one of those Sonic games. I probably should. They probably would have told me if I read the manual. I think Sonic the Hedgehog tells you that. And the window title has not changed in a very, very, very long time. Is anything sudden when you regain consciousness? Yeah, that'll mess you up. Again. Not anymore. We found this rock. Amazing. Wonderful. Thank you. See, it was worth finding that rock. Like me. I appreciate the little scene that happens with Susie and you in the corner. Oh, a specific muscular dude. I was wondering, like, what do you want some random muscular dude for? No, I know. Never mind. Yeah, I like him too. Yeah, mutual likeness. Why do you speak with commas at the end of your sentences? You know what? Can we go back to the commas? No, turn the music back off. Thank you. Wait, I think we got switched. No, you missed your turn, no, now we're... Yeah, see? No, you mixed it up. Hold on, reset. Wonderful. Also, I appreciate the black pixel. It's just sitting on the floor there. In front of Noino. Oh, it's on both sides. Where'd the rock go? What did you do with that rock? Don't worry, we have a bit more to do. Is it backwards? I don't think I'm in school. Uh-huh. You know, the thing about rules, and we still kind of had to ring a bell to open a door or something. We had puzzle-ish things at one point. I don't know if you did a very good job. Where's he getting the TP from? I'm sitting. Yeah, like... lamp oil. And whatever the hell Susie and Lancer sold? Like a cookie or something. I don't remember. And the cats? Aha! Theories. Oh no. There you go. Oh. Kind of like... Is this related to the cookies you had earlier? Wonderful. Hey, at least they could reference the original game and I can understand that. Reference anything else and I might not get it. Some things have to be spun sometimes. Who's sealing? I was about to say, I think you're in the wrong game, dude. Oh, he's doing it right now. Look at him. Look at him go. You're in the wrong game. No, we just had business. Like, talk to the bear. Oh, cool. Okay. It's kind of like how they used to have lots of magazines to sell stuff in planes, but now they do it at proms instead. We already did that, don't you worry. You gotta be on time, dude. Have fun. You feeling better after whatever just happened to you? Cool. Oh, I have lots. You're doing a lot better than I am. Hell no. I have? Huh, that's a one and done type of thing. Oh, the rock moved. Hi, rock. great. No. I think someone looked up what those coordinates are, and it wasn't much of anything special. I don't remember. No, of course. Just pull out your GPS. Are we? Hell if I know. She has? Ah. There are probably better ways off of here, maybe. One step at a time. Yeah. Cool snail. Ficus? Ficus, man. I mean, how many really were there to choose from? I guess there's not Sham. He was kind of okay. And then there's you. Oh, he's correct. Oh, don't you worry. You're already a different color from the people next to you. I can see. This guy's not lying. Great. Guy Ficus. Introducing people in the epilogue, that's a daring thing there. Well, stars and roads are back. And trees. So are you. Like you already did. Oh yeah, awesome, this dude. I wonder what happens here if you never talk to this dude. They've adapted. Good job. I can't hit the K button, unfortunately. I feel like I missed something in this room. Yeah. Frog wish for lots of things, but apparently not answers. At least not enough of them. Aside from how they're even making wishes to start with, I guess. Nothing left reading, I guess. The indentation in the wall bothers me. Although I guess there are a few here. Can't access the window anymore. Let me check. Gravity's just a lot stronger in this universe, I guess. Except when you're fighting. Alright, I think that's everything. You still unhappy? Good. Alright. Any other news, Frog? Oh, jeez. No. No new news. Time for good night. Well... Stop moving your nostrils, Susie. Not... The dialogue is pretty boring if you say no, so... She's not wrong. We've been reminded plenty. Alright. Whoa! HP. Huh. Oh, sorry, no. Never noticed that part. Hmm? Huh, what if there are different places you can use the phone? I don't imagine anything changes. 1 second. I don't imagine anything changes if you go in here. That makes me wonder if, like, if just using the phone in different places eventually makes more interesting stuff happen. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past this game to do something like that. Okay. That's it. I wonder if it says anything interesting here. There's time, but nothing to do with it. Thank you, Susie. Fourth wall. Wonderful. Well, I got to see the white fur and pink horns, but every time I keep wondering if something's gonna change here. I think we're out of chances, though. That was Ribbit. Okay, first things first. There's a little bit more to see after the credits, so don't go just yet if you want to actually understand what the hell just happened. But so if you just want to understand what the fuck everything was in this game, because there's still stuff you don't know, just skip to the end of the credits or something if you don't want to hear me talk and see the credits and whatnot. Otherwise, if you stick around until that time, I see the KH2 level up message. That's the thing that that's how I knew. That's what I never saw the first time I went through the game, because I didn't use Susie for the I didn't see the person playing use Susie for the wedding scene. So, like I said, this is a highly unusual game in basically every way. It's, like I said, I don't think it's really a thing for most people. I don't think the story is for everyone, probably not most people. But I think all the other stuff in it, the amount of work that goes into it, a lot of the writing, some of the humor maybe, you know, it's a bit stupid a lot of the time, and the every name fight, some of the weird big things they changed, like the WarioWare segment or the Earthbound segment, like all that, I think is something that basically everyone can appreciate. This is one of those games. City and County of El Paso for their cooperation. Thank you. The postcard, that is. I don't know if that line changes if you had the postcard in your inventory or not. But whew. What was I even saying? I feel like there's a lot here that merits a lot more appreciation from the world in general. A lot of it. Ending, worse. Yes, congratulations. That's the worst ending. There's one more ending. You can probably guess how to get it if you're just familiar with, like, Undertale and Deltarune and, like, the canonical choice that you make as you play throughout the game. I had to decide which of the two endings to get, the worst ending or the other ending, which is, not better, is one way of putting it. I like the worst ending more, though, to be perfectly honest, so I just went with that. Even though it's the more, regular choice. And Times Nono said fuck, I actually made reference to that counter early on in the game. 16. I'm not sure there's a maximum number you can get, or if it's like, or if you can just get as high as you want. I don't know. But yes. Strange game. I, for some reason, kind of loved it. The story, the writing, from like the second half onwards really engaged me in ways that nothing else really ever does. I guess I just have a weird taste in media. Not the sort of thing I'd usually play on this channel for a lot of reasons, including for just that by coincidence I tend to do more family-friendly stuff on here, but it was fun to kind of break that for once and just not have as much of a filter. Which granted, it took me some time to get used to breaking that filter too. But here we are. And just doing something different was fun, and getting to engage with something that I love a lot, that in a weird way is kind of special to me, was nice. And I appreciate that there was some enthusiasm from people following along, watching this as well. Because I wouldn't expect many people to care much for this, but here we are. Yeah. Oh, and game closes. Okay, so like I said, those of you, I don't know if there's a good way for you to know this, those of you who were skipping the credits to not hear me talk about things for like 30 seconds, now's the time to start watching the video again. Give me a second. There's one last thing to see. I'm gonna have to set this up somehow. So, in your lang folder for the game, there's a folder called Inside. Did I ever look? I don't remember. Did I ever look at what's in the Japanese language text file? One second. So the lang folder has all the game's dialogue. In English and in Japanese, because Deltarune was only localized to Japanese out of all the languages. I don't know if they put any... No, I get the impression they didn't change anything in the Japanese text. I think. Alright, but in the lang folder, there's a folder called Inside. There's a text file called instructions, and there's a zip file called do you have the password. Open up instructions. It says, to discover the truth, enter the name of the true evil. 5 letters, uppercase only. And it says, much lower, maybe you can help me fill out my crosswords when you're done here. So, extract the zip file. It's supposed to ask you for a password, and it didn't. Hold on. Password is, of course, Manos. Manos is the antagonist of some really crappy horror film, if I remember right, some decades ago. I don't actually know much of anything about it. So, after you successfully extract the do you have the password zip file, there are 4 text files. File 1, 2, 3, and 4. I guess I won't go through them in order, but I will put them up on the screen if you give me a second. I guess I have to. Never thought I'd have to add Notepad to my scene on OBS. So give me a second. Notepad. Yes, I absolutely want to share Notepad. There you are. Okay, so hold on. I think some stuff is getting cut off. How do I fit you to the screen? There you go. I think that's legible. All right, what was this one? I'm not gonna read them all. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. You can read it all if you want. I think I'll just try to remember what this is and I'll summarize it. Okay, was this the one where... Yeah, so this one seems to be an account from a detective or something like that. That basically talks a little about the orphanage, the strange orphanage, which apparently didn't really have anyone running it. But what the big thing here is that Susie and you are both found dead, I think was in the closet that they walked into to go into the dark world. Cause of death was a long fall. Yes, and in one of those rooms they find, or in one of the rooms, in one of the stalls, oh yeah, the Susie room, which is a bathroom, they find a secret passageway that has 37 bodies piled together in the center of a strange shrine. I guess I'm reading some of this verbatim. All aged between 50 and 20, and all female. Killed by an axe. This is, so you remember earlier in the game we were told people keep running away from the orphanage? No, Susie got into them. And it gets, I think, theorized that you actually killed Susie deliberately or as a murder-suicide or something. Clearly, I don't really have the full picture. But, so, there's the aftermath. You and Susie do, in fact, both die. Presumably in the Dark World, having simply killed each other. The gift. So, what in the world is the gift that we've been hearing about the whole game? So, paraphrasing again. The idea of the gift is, one, the whole glowing eyes thing is the gift, which I think Susie referred to at one point. Susie had the gift. You, upon entering the Dark World, also had the gift. Apparently the mentally weak are more susceptible to it, which might have explained Susie and you falling victim to it. All of the ghosts that those with the gift see, that being their family members, are simply hallucinations that are created by the gift. Those family members basically lull the victim into a false sense of security and then try to convince them to basically kill everyone and demand that they do things. And I'm reading number 5 right now. What was number 5? Oh yes. So, victim is racking up bodies sent away to the land of the dead, that being the Dark World. As Susie was doing, stashing everybody in the Susie room, or at least the officer to the Susie room. Except of course, for those that wake up with the gift, such as you, who Susie would then refer to as protagonists, as you see in the last paragraph. So that's another piece of the story. There's a little bit more here. 2 more files. This one's from Alphys. Okay, so this one's longer. I'll scroll through it a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Yeah, there was one point where I kind of memorized what all these said so that I could easily and quickly summarize them, but that was a while ago now. This game took a while to get through, which I enjoyed. But anyway, so what's this talk about? So Alphys. So you might remember that Alphys was the one who turned... what was it? So there was some relationship between Meta and Alphys, for one. And then Alphys was the one that turned Susie into a robot. So this explains that Meta was in fact a ghost that asked to be given a robot body, and I believe wanted to be a pop star, kind of Napster Blue style, hence the similarities to Metaton. And what was it? So Meta basically had 2 forms. There was the more stable one, which was, I think, intended to kind of help blend in and not be recognized as the pop star to be, or whatever. That was Meta. So that weird biker looking thing that Lancer usually was that alternate form. And then the form that they assumed when fighting Susie was the so-called true form. Is there anything else I'm missing here? A nuke button. I might have to revise the nuke button being on the bottom of the left shoe. Wonderful. Yeah, paparazzi mode is what the biker mode is called. Anyways, the second part, Susie. So Susie actually approached Alphys, and if I remember right, asked to be turned into a robot. Okay, well, demanded apparently. There is some speculation on Alphys' part of why Susie would do that. Of course, Alphys doesn't really know Susie's whole gift thing. It's not clear to me at what point this happens. When, like how much, if Susie had the gift yet and how much she was doing. The timeline for Susie is a little unclear to me when all the different things happened. But the gift clearly happened after she got to the orphanage, and then she started basically killing all kids at the orphanage and got her reputation. Alphys, some way or another, actually manages to basically put Susie's brain, was it, into a robot? Actually reading it now. Almost looked like the shape of her brain was twisting and malforming all day in real time. She probably had the gift by then, and it was probably being her brain was probably being manipulated by the gift. I'm curious if the gift would have been what drove her to turn into a robot. I don't know why it would do that, though. It's still not entirely clear to me why she has to be a robot anyways, unless she was just trying to... Well, Alpha speculates a bit. At this point, you could see Susie through quite a lot of the game was not very happy with who she was. Of course, probably makes a bit more sense now. It was fun for me seeing the game a second time, knowing these things about Susie, because you don't know most of the game's story until after the fact, as you're reading this right here. So that's also one reason why I didn't say too much stuff about anything as it happened, or anything about Susie, because everything about Susie is kind of a thing you have to figure out after you complete the game. But you go back and you see everything Susie does and says, and it makes a hell of a lot more sense, I think. But yes, so Susie in the robot simply doesn't really respond to anything with any meaningful emotional response at all, which scares the hell out of Alphys. And Alphys is pretty afraid of what Susie's going to do after she wakes Susie back up, at which point the entry just ends. Evidently, Susie was not very happy based on the conversation with Meta. In fact, at one point, when Alphys comes up, you do see a brief flash of Alphys in a room with Susie, being worked on, so to speak. So all of our robots in this game were actually not originally robots, oddly. She apparently didn't do anything too bad to Alphys, considering Alphys is still alive, but who knows. Oops. That's the wrong program. Open that in the right program. There you go. And the last one. This one, this is the one I remember the least. So this one's about Manos, and about what Susie was being made to do. In fact, I kind of want to read through this one myself right now. Manos is a weird, unthinking being with very little actual consciousness. And this explains where that came from. Well, not necessarily where it came from, but what Manos is a little bit. Here we go. So this explains some of the things that Susie was doing. So why was she killing a bunch of female children her age? Sacrifice of 75 women was required. Specifically their hands, because Manos just likes hands, I guess. I don't know. And where was it that Susie entered the picture? Yeah, so Susie was selected as a successor to whoever was doing that stuff to start with. So she was actually not the first to embark on that task. Huh. Yeah, so Susie comes into the dark world, or into the land of the dead, I guess, with the gift. Some way or another, she makes her way to I guess, the lodge, and things go from there. She ends up being chosen as the successor. So you could see that Susie, to some degree, Susie, I believe, basically knew the whole time she was basically working for Manos. I actually was, well, I was about to say, I'm kind of surprised she even fought Manos in the end. Of course, she would have wanted to the whole time. I'm surprised she was actually capable of doing so. But of course, that last room before the room where we talk with Susie and then everything starts getting destroyed was a room with Susie, where Susie was kind of her center of operations, I guess. He had, of course, had the picture of her and her human friend from the orphanage as well in the corner. And I guess a vessel is what Susie was called in that state. And this is how Manos got freed, which is, I believe, when that lodge actually appeared. What was it? Yeah, I may be fizzing on the timeline here. So I believe what's happening here is Susie got the required number of sacrifices, although it says it needed sacrifices of 75. She had a lot fewer than that. I'm not sure. Yeah, see, I'm a little... Yeah, I kind of have to piece everything together. I'm a little fuzzy on the details. And I know no one else has really collected all the knowledge here together. You kind of on your own, because there's just not much to see on this game. There is a TV tropes page, miraculously, but it doesn't really have a lot. But there you go. I believe that's everything there is to see right there for the game's main story. That was Ribbit. Strange game. Again, I didn't show quite every single last thing. Oh, Manos. Hands. Things like that to see, for instance. There are a couple gags I didn't show off because I missed them or whatever. There's dialogue to see that I didn't get. So a couple things. But on the whole, that's most of Ribbit. You can find, I think, most of the other stuff in the game somewhere on YouTube. Hopefully everything else will get shown off at some point. So you now understand what it means when the frog's eyes turn blue and the window tile turns into the gift. So, having said all that, thank you everyone who joined me on this weird adventure. I don't know if I'll have more weird stuff like this to play or not. No candidates really come to mind. It's not often I come across a game like this that draws me in this weird way. I don't suspect that much of anyone feels the way I do about this game and its story. I have a hard time explaining what I liked about it to start with too, but I wanted to do something with it. It was fun engaging with it. It's really nice seeing this game a second time where you actually understand everything that's going on. I don't know if you can tell I haven't really developed an approach to story-heavy games like this one very well, where my note title says, fingers are still crossed, they kind of ache now. Again, like little things like that I just never have seen in this game. There's a lot to see here. But you can tell I'm not really experienced with games that are more like story-oriented, or I don't really know what degree to just get out of the way and let the story present itself, and to what degree I should like react to the story and stuff like that. In this case, it's not even blind, so it's even harder. I can't even really react to the story as it happens. It seems to me usually the winning strategy is just to be out of the way and just kind of be your guide who shows off the game. That's always been my strategy for Let's Playing things. I just present the game, and the game is the point. Ooh. New instrument. Maybe it's a good idea, maybe not, I don't know. But it's what I tried to do. These days I don't play much stuff non-blind anyways. I don't know. So, well, I don't even know what I'm going to play next, do I? This took up my licensed game slot, so I should play another licensed game next. So, I don't know, next time some kind of SpongeBob or something. A little bit different. This was an unusual episode of in my series of Let's Plays that I do on this channel. Stay tuned for your regularly scheduled programming. And thanks for being here. Bye, everyone.